That's what it
No,
is.
no meat, just sauce.
When you're born, can you be born with sauce, or do you acquire
No, you
sauce?
can't born with
You
sauce.
get sauce from.
How you gonna be born with seasoning? You gotta get seasoned. I wasn't born without the sauce.
Hell
I
yeah.
had to acquire this sauce.
It's party time. Oh, it's party time. Having a party. Come on.
Yeah.
Ha.
Trey Lee, by storm.
By storm.
Ain't no mystery.
By storm.
RNF to death.
By storm.
Reapers one step beyond.
That's no doubt.
Yeah,
Check it out now.
check it out.
Come on.
Check it out. Check it out.
And everywhere that my crew go, and everywhere that my crew know, and every show that my crew blow, you know we get down.
Hey, this is how we get down with no question. You in the VIP section. Big sun sipping on French connections. Dashing, decked in the latest fashions. Flashing, spending tax-free cash. 10G stash. Some leaving the club scene smashed. Ass in abundance. Run with a sit tight. Click with mics, get in your light. So better make sure you're tight. When I warm, worldwide like .com. Know the rock swarms. Get up in the act like Dawn Strong arm in the place. Set alarm and race. Got a fifth and it's all it takes for me to flip, won't slip. Try to fun on to get your front chip on the chicks home and plus whips. Get a duck sick. Let it be known we got it on it, don't quit.
And everywhere that my crew go,
Like Tanya, Michelle, and Nikki.
and every show that my crew go,
Like the Apollo or BET.
everywhere that my crew go,
Like Philly, New York,
Check it out, no doubt.
Yeah, this is how we get down with no question. Run up in a chest, section. But where I go from marathons to quick sessions. Menage a trois, killing your whole crew with at least 16 bars like I'm supposed to. A real MC, take you to school like D. I'm cool like G. In rap, I use the mic to rule like a pharaoh. Tip them on like apparel. Ha, you know we get down. Bad to the bone like barrel. Chicks, crack your womb. Trey gets played from the black Grand's tomb. Lily's in here, been here, lyrics they win here. Why did you go there? I swear, R&M tears and things like that. We breaking your team up like a salary cap. And it don't stop till I get cream like Shaq. 17 mil annual, flammable.
that my crew go,
Hey, like Tasha, you better Stacey.
and every show that my crew go,
Like the Palladium on MTV.
everywhere
Don't stop.
that my crew go,
Like Atlanta, LA, or Jersey.
you know we get down.
It's party time. Come on. Oh, it's party time. Having a party. Come on. It's party time. Oh, it's party time. Party down.
So, with no question, hey, lyrics get etched in. Stone destined to lead y'all jonesing. A threat when in a zone, get protection. Do the best in my profession. When I ride loops like a stretch face, heads get laced. D-dot, deep in one, I just in case. Tracy, Levi, stunned, chosen. When we got this party scene live is frozen. Oh, time to close in on those who be dozing. Not trying to hear it without mind and spirit. Shows continue to blow the venue with flows that sicker than influenza. Knowing the squad that injures pretenders. I'm pulling your cards, so surrender. Bombard your agenda. At last, RNF staff with more bitch slaughtering. So we be the new world order.
Everywhere that my crew go, and everywhere that my crew go, every show that my crew go, you know we get down. You know we get down.
Yo, what up, YouTube? What up? I just hit record and we're gonna tap in, get some understanding. All right, man. So this system, right? And you understand how things are systemic. And when we vote into these policies and things like that, such as legislation, when you put all that energy forth and concern and worry and all that tied into an election, like the government could pass a law that they expect everyone to follow, right? But ask yourself, How is everyone on the same page so soon to know that new law? How does it reach every single person? They don't post it on signs or bulletin boards. Everybody just knows somehow. Right? Systemic. Right? It is a system. Okay? You're inside of a system. Oftentimes, you could catch similitudes that happen in the system, since the fourth dimension equates to internal space, and it also relates to time. Okay? And when you see something like a TV show that may resonate, okay, with the current things that are going on or happening in your life, you can recognize the system, the metadata, the coding, right? You could look at the episode and kind of piece together, how would they come up with something like that? I'll say this because, I know I'm super shadow banned, and usually only 4 deers generally are able to watch my videos. But if Bahamut happens to hear this, man, I recommend you try to get your hands on or watch the streaming episode on Amazon Prime called Jack Reacher, episode 7. Your last video where you're talking about focusing and just minding your own business. In that show, Jack Reacher, he said something. He was going against this guy, and this guy said something similar to what you said, only it was from a different perspective. He said, I seen a rhino out in the wilderness when I was going hunting. And it was this big rhino. And I was right there, and he knew I was there. He could sense me, but he couldn't see me because the fog was so thick. And he goes on to explain to the protagonist, this guy, before he takes him out, how he hunted and killed this rhino. So anyhow, he said he ran right up on him and shot him at point blank range. Now, I'm not putting any negative juju out there. I just found it interesting because I just finished that series and I seen that episode, and then I heard you posted up today, in congruent time, and then you said, you know what I'm saying, focusing, mind your own business, 100%. Like, I hear what you're saying there, but then you were saying, you know what I'm saying, you couldn't see too good. Right? Like, you couldn't see people far away. And it reminded me directly of that Jack Reacher episode. You know what I'm saying? And it was a rhino or whatever. But just in descriptions, in terms of how they describe peoples, you know what I'm saying? Don't take this any type of fucked up way. You're a big dude, man. You're a big dude, bro. So it reminded me of that Jack Reacher situation because never before did you explain your eyesight, and you explained it in this video. And I just found the timing of that thing to be interesting. You know what I'm saying? Out of relativity, going through relative things in life and what have you, man. Just, focusing is good, but also, keep trying to be aware of your surroundings, as well, because I know this is hard for you to believe, and this may sound like madness, man, but this situation is spiritual. And at very least, if you don't believe that it's spiritual, then I would say this. I would say this. We could both agree that it's mysterious. And for me, mysterious means it's spiritual. You can't really quite figure it out. Right? But you may say that, you know what I'm saying, that it's just mysterious. It's a strange phenomenon. You know what I'm saying? How elusive, quote unquote, the government can be, right? Going back to systemic and going back, when I was bringing out a long time ago that, government means control and ment means mind. So how does everybody happen to know those things? We could be all backdoored, people are worried about their computer, and these people had the brain initiative where they sent out nanites. That's what Obama was apologizing for, so that they could study the living brain. So, you know, everybody's breathing this in and everything like that, the smart dust and nanites. And even if you watch the film Gamer, it's about a dude being able to control society with smart dust. Everybody's mind could be, quite frankly, somewhat of a backdoor for programming into the system. The reason why you are targeted, okay, is you would be targeted because you're not conducting yourself along with the program. You're consistent, right? In other words, you're not quite able to be manipulated against you. Now, all these people coming against you, it happens to me too, but I'm saying, look at it this way. Let's say there is a body, okay? And that body is like a system. And generally, let's say on that body gets a cut, right? Now, the first thing the blood does is form a border of gelatinous blood matter around the wound to enclose the wound in case it gets infected. All right. Then it covers the wound, and in that process creates, new skin. You see what I'm saying? The first thing is like, so if there's a system and these programs are running, you are like that cut. And how does everybody systematically know to come around you with, you know what I'm saying, bizarre energy? Right? It's like they all know, and people, because they can't figure out how it works, want to assume that everybody knows each other. But they don't. But they have the same way of thinking. I would call that spiritual. All right? It's spiritual. It may not be a body that you can see or perceive with your own eyes, but it's definitely as a body or as one unit. So, that is what we're up against. I'm glad your life is taking off, brother. I could say from mine, I've kind of been blacklisted. A lot of spirits are scared. They're so scared, they're scared to hire me at any job. I kid you not. I'd be overqualified, and then they'll make up like some type of excuse and cancel the interview after I'm already there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I pray. So what do I learn from that? It's spiritual. Like, if you go someplace and you work in this world, a lot of the times the spirits that govern this world or this system, if it's unable to manipulate you, it becomes afraid. Okay? It becomes afraid, and then it attacks you as if it is a virus. Spiritual warfare, systematic programming, backdoor to the mind, nanites, the movie Gamer, or even John Malkovich. They've echoed these things time and time before, and they've always wanted to merge with the machine because they're afraid to die, for reasons, contracts and other. You understand what I'm saying? Even though that contract isn't binding. And I would say also, you guys, a lot of the times, like, people are controlled, man. For the most part. They're controlled. And in that control, how are they all connected? They're connected in a network. I'm not talking about your computer. I'm talking about the people. I'm talking about nanites. I'm talking about smart dust. They're connected to a system. And I believe that also people are all connected to the system, just like in the Matrix. But when you pray and you do that spiritual warfare, this thing starts to break down. As you can see, things collapsing and stuff like that, as far as the economy and everything, that's all one system. So let's say one economy collapses like ours over here, all right? Because we do trade and business with everyone, it would also decimate their economy as well. All one network, all one system. Right? And commonly, since before you had the ability to disagree with somebody without, any harm or any foul. Right? So when we say one nation under God, indivisible, maybe it's quite different. Now, a lot of people believe it to be racism, but it's not. Formerly, when it was more financial, it was classism. But now this is about the new world, the new type of person and persona that they will have, and the state of politically correctness, whatever that means. Because I don't know. You can either be correct or you could be wrong. Right? So to be politically correct says a lot about politics. Right? Lies. Wrong. Deception. Congress. To go backwards. The power of words and what they mean into the spiritual plane and the amount of energy that we put into it. Right? All these honey traps and what have you. Okay? The energies of the world pertaining to lust is spilling out into the streets. Lust and violence are the two major sins of this world. One system. You don't have to be a part of it, but boy, don't they notice. Soul ties. What if the entire world is soul tied together? With there only being 6 degrees of separation, then isolation might not be as bad as one would think. The transference of things. What is in it now? All the GMOs and the things in the foods and the smart chicken. Right? Nanites in the air. We don't know. But the fact of the matter is, society doesn't know you, brother, because they don't know themselves. They're sleepwalking. They just act like that because whatever thought passes their mind, they do not consider it. They just act. That is being sleepwalking. When COVID came out, they called it the Delta variant. Delta is the brain state where you are asleep. So we are talking about frequencies in a network. The system is electromagnetic, and so is your body. Being filled with water and having electricity in your body as well makes it a great conductor, especially if you have smart products and nanites that were released in the air that people are breathing in. Then you had COVID Delta. Frequencies also creating a grid, a system. And if you don't remember, a long time ago, Oprah Winfrey actually had on her talk show, she was telling people to evolve or die. That was the slogan during that time. A lot of celebrities were saying it. And that pertains to elevating one's frequency. Now, given the situation that's in this world, the power grid or what have you, let's say your frequency is not the same, and it affects the entire system, then they treat you like a virus. When in truth, you have the spirit of life. They are asleep. What is to consider when people believe that they are always correct, and then pride comes into play? Because you couldn't possibly know what's going on or be aware that something's wrong with society. There must be something wrong with you. This is the day and time that we're living in. And I believe when that system cracks under pressure around individuals that may have a weak mind, as it is not perfect, that these people who may be in Delta mode may be snapping off and going and, doing these mass shootings. You see what I'm saying? To us, it literally doesn't make any sense. But if one is not in control of their brain, just going through life the same routine every week, going to work the same time, leaving the same time, preparing their lunch at the same time, everything becomes familiar. Everything becomes autonomous. Nothing different to break up the senses or challenge the mind. What's to think about? Frequencies and nanites also. Wearing the mask during long durations of time, cutting down the amount of oxygen that would typically reach the brain, causing a slight stupor. All of these things may appear to be subtle, except for some bizarre reason. I will say the Holy Spirit, we are aware. And our awareness and the way that we conduct ourselves, even if we say nothing, is different to the system. Of things that the system can see and of things that we personally cannot see, the system knows. And in the background, that's a threat. The CIA and TMZ can't be everywhere because only God is omnipresent. Unless they created some type of frequency grid. Unless the skies are filled with UFOs with cloaking devices. Now, this is just a belief. I cannot prove any of these things. But there is something that is connecting everyone together that is on some type of massive switch. And that pertains to certain times and places we feel certain ways that something is off. We just feel it in the air. To how people monogamously act around us in our surroundings. That they all seem to be the same or share the same personality. Maybe they are as one mind. And that's what they call the beehive. The cube at the bottom of Saturn. Or the place in Mecca that people walk around. All of that energy. How can we say that energy is not a thing? And what form it must be in? Commonly to breathe. And in all networks of society. To inhale and also to release. Power. Refracted and reused on the public in a systematic way. Through frequency and technology that man has not known. This is why I believe I'm experiencing these things and I'm targeted. But also because I understand we're in a video game. I say this with love, man. I say this with love, man. Peace and blessings be with you all. I'm out.
Change your blind.
Gotta remember that nobody's better than anyone else here. Do you need some time to think it over? Look what they do to you, look what they do to me. You must be joking if you think that either one is free here. Get up off your knees, girl. Stand face to face with your God. Find out what you are. Hello, my name is human. Hello, my name is human. Hey, and I came down from the stars. Hello, my name is human. I'm ready for love and I'm ready for war, but I'm ready for more. I know that nobody's ever been this fucking ready before. Hey. Do you need some time to think it over? So figure it out or don't figure it out. I figured it out. The bigger the river, the bigger the drought. Get up off your knees, boy. Stand face to face with your God. And find out what you are. Hello, my name is human. Hello, my name is human. Hey, and I came down from the stars. Hello, my name is human. I'm up on my knees, girl. I'm face to face with myself, and I know who I am. My name is human, and I stole the power from the sun. I'm more than just a
Yo, what up, YouTube? What up, what up, what up? I don't know, I'm supposed to get out of YouTube jail today. So I should be able to upload to my regular channel. A lot of y'all miss my videos. I'll upload here because y'all don't have my backup channel. So a lot of times, you guys, man, we live in the third dimension, right? And outer space is considered to be the fourth dimension. And I told y'all, the fourth dimension equates to internal things or things over a process of time, conveying animation or movement. Now, stars in outer space, the night sky, MS-DOS. And all the stars are generally, I mean, though they have different color ones, for the most part, they kind of share the same color. They have different notations of brightness depending on where you are. Stars are like the ones and zeros that were falling in the matrix, in the introduction, in the inter system, maybe even the circuit board or a map, which is why they look at the cosmos to navigate. Right? Even in Masonic traditions, the Eastern Star, of which we know the sun, S-U-N, that's the devil. Okay? That's the devil, pertaining to knowledge. It's written in scripture, I shall set my place on the sides of the north, east and west. Rises in the east, sets in the west. That's a celestial body. Right? When did we assume calling celestial bodies planets? And each star is so far to travel to, one could not make it. To me, it appears as a circuit board for us as maps to navigate. To light the paths in darkness. And what do the stars contain as celestial bodies? Information. That's why people are into zodiac signs and what have you. And that's, all some type of science. Stars contain information. As angels or luminaries, God is the Father of lights, the true Illuminati. But the sun may tell a lie. S-U-N. He may. So, that is the segment. The sun rules off of reason. And while it is good to have reason and logic, those things are not everything. For as there is sight, there is also insight and foresight. Knowing oneself intrinsically versus being empty inside and looking for temporal things to satisfy a void. So that's what I think, man. I think we are inside of a arcade game, to tell you the truth. And I know how crazy that sounds, but I have some very honest and odd memories of, like, before I got here, even being on a spaceship, you know what I'm saying, with round windows that was pretty much all white. And it was like a long trip. But yeah, I just wanted to say that in terms of how people behave and how they act and how things for us, man, we gotta network and do what we can, because hopefully y'all don't, I'm telling you, it gets more difficult kinda as you go. And for me, I thought, I'm free of, I should say this, targeting, I thought I was done. I'm free of this in targeting. Nobody fucks with me. So if you catch the double entendre, it's like everybody leaves me alone to the point where it's like I'm blacklisted. I can't, you know what I'm saying? People are scared to hire me because they can't, manipulate me or control my mind or do none of that. and I have like, I think I have extrasensory perception and everything. Like, so people can't. That's that light, you guys. It's not me. You know, there is no light in a man. All right, that's elder. That's Christ. I can tell people can't fit with me, and if they can't fit with you, you will find people who will fucking leave you alone. Okay, they'll be wary of you. Okay, not because you done anything, but because they have a guilty conscience, and in front of you they feel naked. Okay, so I say that with love, man. Peace and blessings be with you all. I'm out.
I hope with the highest of hopes that I never have to go back to the trap and my days are dealing with dope. So I only spit fire and dope. So later on you can go quote my lines to your people and folk. And they say, dang, that boy be spitting that pressure. And he be smoking that pressure. And he's smart as a professor. Yes sir, 25 lighters on dresser. Pound of that pressure, sitting right next to a book and a gun. Valor the bullet, you better use one time for the freedom of speech. Two time for the right to hold heat. Just give to the fifth of the cops in the house. Close your mouth and pray to your Jesus. That's why, cause the devil a lie. So I stay holy and high. May never get rich, but I never bitch, cause I made it here by and by. My, y'all, I could've died, y'all. A couple times I took my eyes off the prize, y'all. I know a few people prayed for my demise, y'all. But like cream, I had to rise, y'all. Oh my, y'all, I could've died, y'all. A couple times I took my eyes off the prize, y'all. I know a couple people prayed for my demise, y'all. But even birds with broken wings won't fly, y'all.
RTJ, you're gonna need a bigger boat, boys, you're in trouble. Hey, gonna need a little hope, boys, on a double. Hey, you're mucking with a G here, she ain't talk to me. Maybe listen to the man that barely dies his own lobotomy. Pop the tape and baby, we got shit we wrote for you. For you, can't fulfill it with a pure absence of hope can do. Only the leap through blame it brings and break the nose of crews. Still in the wings, so be the darlings, hope they broken you. Yeah, they better hope that I'm a full force and a cold fast. See the cold floor where I lick dirt when the dough dried and the pride died. Had a Tell Max, had a shop right, give me 2 meals and the lights on. I'ma do right, get a new crew, make a new life, never boo-hoo, never lose sight. I'm a voodoo with a burst talk from my old soul, but a stop drop when the squad's hot, we don't stop a lot. We don't talk a lot about it, we just pop it off a lot. I'm high, man, I'm a cosmonaut. Scream fuck up till they lop our bloody noggins off, I promise y'all.
My, y'all, I could've died, y'all. A couple times I took my eyes off the prize,